All right. Thank you for being here once again. Um, Eternally grateful to you. Um, Today's been kind of a weird day, man. Just lots of crazy energy around me today. And I think, the enemy doesn't want somebody to hear this message, but I knew I had to get this out today. I actually attempted to record this earlier, and I was getting phone calls while I was recording, and then I had to go run some errands, and then I started to procrastinate a little bit, but we are here. But it kind of feeds into what I wanted to talk about, which is creating space. Creating space in your life, in your heart, and in your spirit, in your mind, for you to receive the things that you've been asking for, you know? So two things significantly happened to me recently that kind of led me to this realization of space. On my fitness journey, trying to hit my weight loss goals, I've incorporated intermittent fasting into my routine. And a couple weeks ago, I was doing my normal Sunday fast, and I was just gonna do like a six to six type of deal. But then, right at the moment where I thought I was gonna eat, I heard a message. That's a confirmation burp. I heard a message, and my intuition just told me keep going. So I went longer, and then it ended up turning into 2 days. So when I was fasting before, usually it was, always with the intent of weight loss goals. But this one turned into something spiritual, a fast for breakthrough. And I wasn't all the way familiar with that concept until this happened. And once I started to understand why the universe and God called me to do this fast for longer, that's when it all started to make sense. And then I had therapy after that, and my therapist and I got to the point in my session where I learned that I need to get out of my own way. And I think that's the message for creating space. We all have to get out of our own way. We all have to create space in our lives to receive. If you've been manifesting and you've been asking God to give you things and bless you, it's coming. But you got to take this step of creating space for that thing in your life. It's like you ordered a new couch, but you still got all the things you've been hoarding in your living room. They come to deliver the couch, but you ain't got no space to hold it. So how you gonna get it? And this is what I've been learning through fasting and meditation. It was crazy because during the fast, my body was going through things, and I was releasing toxins through drinking water, and my mind was getting clearer, and I was releasing old mindsets and thought patterns. And that's what this is about. That is how you create the space. You gotta release those old emotions that don't serve you. You gotta release those people who don't serve you and only continue to project their fears or whatever it is on you. You gotta release the anger that you have. Because once you start releasing those things, you will start to open up other spaces inside you to receive. You gotta create the space in the ground to plant the seed. And then it's gotta have space to grow. You gotta have space to grow inside you. You know, it's like when you move into some place and you start to collect a bunch of stuff and you've been living there for a little bit, and then when you move out, you realize, oh man, I got a bunch of stuff that I don't need, and I'm running out of space. You gotta let that stuff go. You know, He's right there. He's looking inside. He's like, I want to give it to you, but you know, they ain't cleared out enough yet. Because when I was fasting and I releasing all the toxins and the thoughts out of my head and just drinking the water, I was so full. I got to the second day and a couple hours away from my eating, from the time I was going to eat. And it was just like, oh man, what am I going to eat? I can't wait till I eat that first meal. And then I got that first meal and, you know, I got full so fast. And it was because while I was fasting, I was filling myself up with other stuff. I was filling myself up with spiritually. You know, I didn't realize that I was hungry for more spiritual knowledge and becoming closer to the universe. That's what I was truly hungry for. And that's what I needed to fill up on. But I couldn't because I didn't have enough room. I didn't have enough space inside me. And the fast helped me clear that out. It helped me clear out my mind. It helped me clear out my body physically, literally. It helped me see that this is the path. And this is what we all got to do, you know, especially if you're here. You know, if you're watching this, then that's how you know that this message it's for you. Because, you know, we're not big right now, and that's not about that. It's just about the messages, you know. I'm going to always say I'm not special. And that's the truth. So as you continue on your journey and you start to get your confirmations and your synchronicities, and you're like, man, like, I know something's coming, but like, what do I need? Or you start to feel, you get that tense feeling. And it's because you're holding on to stuff still. You know, that's why letting go is so important, because when you let go, you create that space. And that's what I mean by getting in our own way. We start to self-sabotage, you know, because we revert back to these old thought patterns and mindsets and these old emotions, and, you know, the ruminating starts. And that's not giving ourselves space to grow. That's not taking out all the old photo albums and you know, everything else that we hold on to that we think that we need, you know, because we're just holding on to emotional baggage, but we don't need it. Because once you let it go, you feel so much lighter, and you feel so much better, and that's when you allow yourself to be fulfilled by other things. You know, you unlearn things and you re-educate. And that's how you become fulfilled. And once you know that you can no longer be fulfilled by the old stuff, that is when you'll make the choice. You know, it's always about free will too. You know, because we can't just expect to get stuff if we don't act. and acting, sometimes that looks like not doing anything and just sitting still and removing those things out of your mind. Meditation is a great, great practice to help you do that, And I reached this state through meditation and fasting at the same time for my 2 days. And that's when I realized that, the longer I went without eating, the more hungry I was becoming, but it wasn't for food. It was something deeper. And I knew that I needed to stop eating in order for those things, for that hunger to rise in me, for me to know this is where I'm not fulfilled at. And then when you fast, you create the space in your stomach, right? Like you're creating more space in your stomach, it kind of gets smaller. And that's why you feel more full than you did before once you do eat that first time. Because then you realize you don't even need as much food as you thought you needed, right? So the manifestations, they're coming and they're on their way. But you just gotta give yourself room to receive them. That's how you that's how you send the signal out to the universe that you're ready to receive. Expressing gratitude for what you already have. Knowing that you're abundant. Getting out of your own way and opening up yourself to receive. Create that space in your life. Get rid of that old t-shirt that they left at your house. We don't need that there. The birthday card that they got you, we don't need that. Those memories that you have of that time. Think about every time you do have those memories, what happens? You think that they're making you happy, but then you just end up sad and you end up crying. It's weird, right? What if you remove that memory so you could create space for new ones? That's all this is. That's all we're doing, is we're growing and we're creating space to grow within ourselves, externally, internally, because that's what we're all here to do, to experience and to grow. I love you.